Hi, hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. Hi, Tony Schiavone with Jim Ross and with Booker T. And today on Collision or Hit, the first Collision or Hit of 2026 YL. You know, we have a good show, here today on Collision or Hit of 2026 YL. The Kingly Thunder is happening. We know some of the wrestlers who are going to be in, the Kingly Thunder. Tony Schiavone said, well, that's right, Jim Ross said. We know that Roman Reigns, Avro Eggman, we know Gajor is in it. We also know Sensei Nakamura, LA Knight, Bo Peep's in it. We know that some other folks, most likely going to be in it too. But those are just, just some of the folks, We also know that He-Man, Shrek, and Otis Drosnick are also in the Kingly Thunder as well. And there may be some other folks in the Kingly Thunder too that we just don't know about yet. Well, I could tell you what Booker T said, from all the folks that we do know about that will be in the Kingly Thunder. Who do you think is going to win, the Kingly Thunder this year? Booker T says, because every year I always have a bet on who I think is going to win, and it never ever shifts out, that same way. Well, I guess we'll have. Well, I don't know, Tony Schiavone said, who's going to win it this year. What, you take bids on who's going to win the Kingly Thunder every year? I do, Booker T says. I take bids on who I think is going to win the Kingly Thunder this year. So, I think that I don't know who's going to be, but I take some bids in it. Well, I hope you don't think, Jim Ross, I hope you don't think that Avro Eggman's going to win, because he's got a hard time standing up in the ring, Jim Ross said, as it is. Well, Tony Schiavone said all kinds of dolls seen to have a bind standing up in the ring. No need how new or how old that ring happens to be. Alright. I know that I will win the Kingly Thunder this year. And I know that it will be me. I know that I will, that I will win the Kingly Thunder this year. So the way that I look at it, I'm going to be throwing all those dolls, all those toys over the top steeple and out. And I don't care who it is. I can throw, the truth is, I can throw anyone out. And everyone's going to say that, I should be frightened of Roman Reigns, that Roman Reigns should be frightened of me. Well, I got news for you. And falling over is not the news. That's just a bad setup. So, Roman Reigns thinks that he's going to win the Kingly Thunder. Well, I got news for him. That's not happening. You see, him winning... Fuck. You see, him winning... The fuck? Come on. I want to see both the ring steeples. What, is that too hard to do? Alright, here we go. Now, guess it is too hard to do. I want to see both the ring steeples. Fuck! Shit. Stand up! Alright, where were we? Why is it so hard to show that other ring steeple? Stand up! Stand up! Oh, and then now this doll doesn't know how to stand up anymore. Stand up! That's not what was supposed to happen. You know, Roman Reigns thinks that he's so lucky. He thinks by throwing me over the top rope and that over the top rope dare we had, he somehow thinks that means that he's going to beat me. Or he thinks he's going to win the Kingly Thunder. But I got news for you, it's not going to happen. Hey, Avro Eggman, why don't you say all that shit you were saying to me and then say it again? Yeah, I think I will, Roman. I'll say it to your leer. You're not the kinhead. You're not the highest leader. You're not a king. You're not a kaiser. You're not an overwatcher. You're not an overlord of any kind. You're not even a kinhead or a kin leader. And it doesn't reckon that you threw me over the top rope on that over the top rope dare we had. Because in the Kingly Thunder, I'm going to throw you over the top rope. Is that so? Then why don't we get a fight keeper in the ring? It means we're opening the door and the door's going to do that shit that I just don't like to do. Why are they going to make that loudness? Okay, there we go. And now, we can see if I'll beat you again. How many times do you want to go through this, Avro Eggman? You know I'm just going to knock you on your rear. Knock you on your ass. You know that, don't you? Yeah, right, huh? Well, ding. Alright, Booker T says, Avro Eggman's going to show everyone how it's done. He's going to bring Roman Reigns down. Booker T says, we'll see about that. Tony Schiavone says, Overman strike. And down went Hiller Eggman, or Avro Eggman. Tony Schiavone says, he doesn't seem to be doing all that well. You know, he doesn't seem to be doing all that well, Jim Ross says. The man who's fought Sonic the Hedgehog for many years, you'd think he would be wise enough to know he can't win this. Can't win this, Jim Ross says. In a spear. Jim Ross says, but Roman Reigns is not done with the so-called Hiller Eggman, who believes him being so highly wise that he is greater than everyone else in the world. But that's not true at all, Jim Ross says. Yeah, Avro Eggman living up to that old saying, the meaning of madness is doing something over and over again and then thinking it's going to shift it will end on like. Kind of like how we've been warring with Sonic for all those years, and he keeps on losing to Sonic, but he keeps on thinking he's going to win. Yeah, the same could be said. Tony Schiavone said Roman Reigns is picking up Avro Eggman and slammed him. Down goes Avro Eggman, Tony Schiavone said. Jim Ross says, we all know Roman Reigns is the first man in a Kingly Thunder, and most of the time, no one who goes in at one has the upper hand. And you would think that would be a downside. But Roman Reigns doesn't seem to see it that way, Jim Ross says. No, he doesn't, Tony Schiavone said. Oh, spin kick. And Avro Eggman picking up Roman Reigns and a body slam. And now a suplex. And Avro Eggman, who is most likely not even a true healer, he never went to any Learn Guild or Learn followership to get the rank of healer. I think he just called himself Hitler, Tony Schiavone says. But here goes Avro Eggman now. Oh, down on Roman Reigns. You know, Booker T says, what happens if he beats Roman Reigns here today? What happens if he wins the Kingly Thunder? I don't know what will happen if he wins here today or wins the Kingly Thunder. 1, 2, and a kick out. I don't know what's going to happen, Booker, if that will happen or not. But weirder things have happened, I guess. Avro Eggman, who started something with Roman Reigns about a month ago, and it's still going on. Avro Eggman wanted to do his Overman strike, and now he wants to do his spear. Oh, Roman Reigns' Overman struck him instead, Tony Schiavone says. Well, Jim Ross said, looks like Avro Eggman is in the same bind. He started out the matches. No, Booker T said, you gotta get out of there. Spear. This match, this one is over. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Roman Reigns. And now Roman Reigns has beat Hitler Eggman here today on Collision or Hit. Now giving him the rights, you know, and hopefully Avro Eggman's war with Roman Reigns will come to an end. Tony Schiavone says. Well, we hope that it comes to an end, Jim Ross says. We truly do. You know, we all truly hope that, we all truly hope that it does come to an end, But we don't think it will come to an end, Jim Ross says. Well, Booker T said, I'll tell you one thing right now, Tony and Jim. I don't think it is going to come to an end. I think this thing is still going to prolong itself. And who knows how long that will go. And I wonder if Roman Reigns is still going to be irked over knowing he's still going to be dealing, with Avro Eggman. Because I don't see Avro Eggman, yielding. Well, that could be true, Jim Ross. That could be true, Tony Schiavone says. Stand up! Stand up! Alright, take it away now, Sarah Shiver. Fox, stand up! Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Roman Reigns here today on Collision or Hit. Alright, Roman Reigns, we just saw you in the ring with your new foe, Avro Eggman. My new foe, Sarah Shiver. Oh, that I don't know. I truly don't know if Avro Eggman is my new foe or not. He's irksome, I will give you that. But I don't know if I see him as my new foe. Well, he's been having all these matches with you, Roman. And you've been beating him in every one of them. Yeah, it's true, I've been beating him in every one of these matches that we have. And I don't know if I would truly see Avro Eggman as a new foe. Well, alright, so now you're going to be going into the Kingly Thunder. And you know that you're the first one in. And very rarely does the first man or woman in the Kingly Thunder ever win. Well, that's true, that I should be worried about being the first man in there, that I might not win it at the end. And that's all true as well. But I believe that I will be throwing everyone that I see over the top rope. And then I will go on to fight whoever the TWF heavyweight fighter is. And so that's what I believe. Well, that's my talk with Roman Reigns. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Sarah Shiver, for talking with Roman Reigns here today on Collision or Hit. Shit. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, with Jim Ross and Booker T. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.